Hi, in this video I am going to speak to you about the LCHF journey roadmap. The first thing to do is to know the food list, to know what is an LCHF food item and what is not. It is available on our website and available as a resource on many other books and websites. And there may be a few differences, there's LCHF, there's paleo, there's ketogenic diet, and all these have their own differences, but basically they all say the same thing. They say avoid grains in all forms, whole grain, grains in flour form, polished grain, whatever, just avoid the grain. Next, avoid sugar and sugar related items. That includes sugarcane juice, brown sugar, unrefined sugar, demerara sugar, all kinds of sugar, just avoid those. These are the basics that they say. They also say that you should have good fats, meat and vegetables. So this is the basic. Take down a list of the things that are included, a list of the things that are not included, a list of the maybe items, depends on your health and your condition and all that. These are given in our website. You could download them, store them on your mobile. You could take a printout and keep them where you can easily access them. Stick them on your fridge or somewhere in your kitchen or, on your mobile or something like that, where when you have a doubt, you should be immediately able to access them, look at them and say, okay, this is allowed, this is not permitted, this is good, this is bad, let it be accessible, know it. Over time, you don't have to refer to it, you'll know it. In the LCHF journey, try and cook for yourself. Try to avoid packaged food. Try to avoid buying food. Try to make it yourself. If it's not possible, once in a while you need to eat out or you need to buy stuff, and that's okay, that's not a problem. And then also there are some foods that you cannot make by yourself, probably, cheese, butter, all these things you can't make for yourself, you have to buy it. So that's okay. And in case you have to eat out or buy some food from outside, look at the package, see what is written on it. Look at the ingredient list. Nowadays it's mandatory in most countries to have an ingredient list. So look at what it says and then compare it with our food list. Whether this item in this ingredient list is allowed in our food list. And if it's not, then don't buy that item, don't eat it. When you eat out also, ask them, what is in this? Is there wheat in this? And ask them like thrice, because sometimes people who serve you may not know what is in it. So tell them, please, can you check with the chef if there is wheat in this? You have to make sure that what you eat is not something that is not good for you. The second thing in this journey is do it properly, do it strictly. Now there are two ways in which you can start this journey. Some people say do it gradually, start avoiding something for a few months and then go to the next thing, then go to the next thing. Or a few weeks. Some people say, for 2 weeks, avoid sugar. Then for the next 2 weeks, avoid grains. And then, 2 weeks, you can take time and then start doing it. The next method is to just plunge in directly. Dive in. Just do LCHF properly, correctly. Don't do it step by step. Avoid all the foods that you should avoid. Include all the foods that you should include. And go ahead and do it. Now, in this journey, what is important is that you do it strictly for the first 100 days or 3 months. In these 3 months, do not cheat. Do not look for excuses. Don't say, can I cheat once a week? Can I cheat once a month? Can I cheat once a day? Some people even do that. And then also don't say, I don't know, and do something wrong. For example, somebody told me, I'm doing LCHF, but my weight is not reducing. I was like, what do you eat? And they said, I eat eggs for breakfast, fried in ghee, and then I have meat and vegetables for lunch, and at around 4 o'clock I eat biscuits. I'm like, biscuits? How can you eat biscuits? And they're like, oh, what's wrong? They're made of wheat. They're made of maida. And they're like, oh, I didn't know biscuits were made of maida. All you need to do is look at the package. The package says what it is made of. And then look at the list. The list says what is included and what is not included in LCHF. Compare the two. Then you will know what to eat and what not to eat. Also, don't cheat. The other day somebody told me, I'm doing LCHF but I'm not reducing so much. What do you eat? And The person said, I eat eggs for breakfast and meat and vegetables for lunch and 2 chapatis for dinner. That's not going to work. You do not get to cheat. No, I'm doing most of it, I'm not doing only little. No. You either do it well. If you don't do it well, you will not see results. And then you will say, I did it, but it's not working, so I'm going to abandon it. How will you know whether something works or not unless you do it properly? So do it properly, and if it still doesn't work, then ditch LCHF. But if you've done it properly and it works, then probably it's the way to go. So when you do it strictly, do it properly. Do not cheat and do not say, I don't know. It is your responsibility to know what to include and what not to include and what is present in a particular food item that you are eating. So do it strictly. Third, when you are doing it strictly also, there will be a point where your weight loss will stop. See, your weight will start coming down, and then after a point it will start plateauing. It will be on the same line. It won't reduce further. It will keep going straight. At that point, people tend to get discouraged. So what should you do when there is a plateau? When there is a plateau, fast. Start fasting. Start with intermittent fasting, which is basically 2 meals a day. It's called the 16:8 fasting. For 16 hours you fast. For 8 hours you eat 2 meals. Within 8 hours you eat 2 meals. So you may eat at 8 in the morning and 4 in the evening, and then have the next meal only at 8 in the morning. Or you could have it at 12 in the afternoon and 8 in the evening, and then not have anything till 12 noon the next afternoon. So timing depends on how you like it, but basically this is how you start. For a person who's been long term on LCHF, this is the normal way of life. For example, I've been on this for 3 years, and this is how in our home we eat. We eat 2 meals a day. One in the morning around 9:30 and the other around 4:30 or 5. Previously we used to looking at the clock and eating, and also because when we ate low fat and high carb, a lot of insulin was secreted and people feel hungry. You feel hungry, and then the industry has been telling you eat smaller meals more often, so 5-6 meals every 3 hours, have this snack in your handbag, have this in between. So we are so used to this both physiologically and psychologically, and we've been eating too many small meals. But once you get into the LCHF way of eating, you will find that there is no necessity to eat small meals more often. You'll find that your body is satiated. You will feel satisfied because there is good fat in your food, and you won't feel hungry for quite a long period of time. So 16:8, which is 2 meals a day, becomes a part of your LCHF life going forward. But coming back to fasting, so start with 16:8, then you can go to 24 hours fasting, where you eat one meal at whatever time today, and then the next meal at the same time on the next day. So for 24 hours you haven't eaten anything in between. Then you can go ahead and extend it to 38 hours, 48 hours, 3 days, 4 days, whatever. You do this till you reach a point that Jonathan Baylor calls the set point body weight. This could be either very high or very low or in between based on your food patterns. So if a person is on a low fat, high carb food, he keeps on putting weight, but at a certain point that person stops. It's not like somebody becomes 700, 800 kilos. They stop at 250 or whatever, and then beyond that other problems happen, but the person's weight doesn't keep increasing. That is a high set point body weight. Or reduction also is the same. You reach a certain point below which you don't reduce. So do fasting until you stop reducing below a certain point. So you were here on LCHF, you came here, and then you hit a plateau. Now you do fasting, and then you go down, and then again you hit a plateau. You won't reduce beyond this. That is your set point body weight at its lowest. So beyond that, you don't need to fast for the purposes of weight loss. But you can fast as a way of life. So generally what we do in our houses, each of us, we fast twice a week, 1 day fast, or sometimes we do a 2-day fast, combine 2 days continuously, continuous 2 days, or one say Tuesday and the other Friday. So it becomes a way of life. Fasting is good. Fasting is a way of life. I'll speak about fasting in another video in detail. But as of now, include this as the third part of your LCHF journey. So the first is know the list of foods that you can have and that you should avoid. Second is when you do it, do it properly. Third is when you hit a plateau and you're not able to reduce further, fast. Now, these are the 3 points. I hope you have a good LCHF journey and a good lifestyle. Thank you.